Hi there. Welcome to Dietitian Review. I am your dietitian Fechi, and welcome to Nutrition Life YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, this is where you get evidence-based nutrition information that helps you live a healthy life. Okay, if you've not subscribed to this channel, I'd like you to click on that subscribe button, click on the notification so that you'll be able to know when we release our subsequent videos. Okay, so today we'll be discussing a very important topic which has to do with weight loss. I know a lot of you are frustrated, because you're not losing weight, and even though you're doing all the workouts, you're not getting the result that you desire. Now, in this video, I will show you about 15 reasons why you are not losing that weight. Okay, now let's go there. Now, the first reason why you may not be losing that weight is that you are underestimating your calorie intake. Now, there's what is called your perceived calorie intake and the actual calorie intake. A lot of us overestimate or underestimate that perceived calorie intake. We think we are taking a lot less calorie, but in actual sense, we are actually taking a lot more calorie. Now, a British Journal of Nutrition published a study which saw that some women who were actually, you know, underestimating the calorie they were taking. In actual sense, they perceived that they were taking about 1,300 kilocalories per day. Okay, but when their calories were, taken, they discovered that they were taking well above 2,500 calories. Now, imagine the difference. Okay, now these women struggled to lose weight. They discovered that the actual calorie they were taking, was about 2,500 as against 1,300. Now, I want you to understand that these women later, when they reduced their calorie to about 1,340, as they said, now they started losing weight. All right. Now, this is how it is with a lot of you who are struggling, to lose that weight. You are actually thinking that your perceived calorie is your actual calorie. Now, you need to meet a dietitian to help you track your calories. It is very essential for you because a lot of you are taking things that you think they are not calorie dense, or probably you don't track those calories coming from those things. Now, it is actually a difficult thing to track your calorie on your own, and that is why it's important to ask some questions. Let the dietitians help you, to track your calorie. Whatever it is that you're eating, let them know. If you're buying food, interpreting your food label is something that probably a dietitian can help you to do. Okay, so it is tracking your calorie that is where you're making the mistake. Now, some of the ways where you people miss in tracking your calorie, you know, in your oil, probably you're frying an egg, you add the oil, you didn't remember that oil is very high in calorie. Your ketchup has some calorie. Your drink, your snack, in between snack that you eat, could be a biscuit, could be anything, any of those empty calorie. Your nuts, your salad dressing. This is very essential because some of you use your salad dressing, but you don't know that these things contains oil and they are high in fat. Okay, so some of you eat your bread with your salad dressing, you add them to your vegetables. Yes, you're eating vegetables, but at the end of it, you're also consuming calorie. So these are some of the things where you mix them. You don't know how to track your calories well. in this little, foods that you think that they don't contain calorie. The second reason is not weighing yourself properly. Now, many of you are used to weighing yourself on daily basis. Now, I have a problem with daily weighing, okay? I prefer to weigh on weekly basis. So at the end of every week, you have your number, right? But for some of you who are obsessed about daily weighing, now look at how you can do this. Every day, weigh yourself. At the end of the week, have a cumulative average of that week's weight. Okay. Now, the second week, you do the same thing. So, at the end of every week, you compare your weekly average against the previous week. So, it will give you a better idea if you're doing something right or not. Okay. So don't do that daily periodic weighing. It doesn't give you an idea of how to do it. Now, how you weigh is also important. Now, every day, if you want to weigh yourself, when you wake up from sleep, you go to the toilet or you make use of the restroom. After that, climb your scale. Once you climb your scale, weigh yourself before you eat anything. Okay? So when you weigh yourself, you write down your reading and then do that for the whole week and then take the cumulative and then compare it with the upper week. If after few weeks you're not seeing any result, now this is where you may need to do something about your weight loss plan or your weight loss program. You may need to adjust your diet or adjust or increase your workout. Okay, so this is how you track your program so that you get better results. So don't weigh, haphazardly. You keep track of your weight. All right. Next reason is that a lot of people overestimate what they've burnt out as calorie. Okay. After you must have done your exercise, psychologically you want to compensate your body for doing a job well. All right. Now what you do is to go back and consume that calorie that you've already burnt. Now, this is not a good approach, okay? You need to make sure that you're not eating back the calorie that you burnt, because you feel you have done a job well, right? Now, what you need to do is to make sure that you have a consistent eating pattern, a particular calorie that you're consuming weekly, and a particular exercise that you're doing. And so, what you do when the results are not coming after several weeks, you go back to your program and adjust something there. So, you don't need to compensate yourself anything. Don't allow that psychological maneuvering to affect you, to make you to go back and consume all of what you've burnt out. The next reason is that you don't understand, the body recomposition. Okay. Now, for people, this is specifically for people who do weightlifting in the gym to burn out fat. Okay. Now, there's what is called body recomposition. Now, what happens is that the fat, okay, is converted to energy which the body uses to build your muscles. Now, this is not replacement of muscle. You don't replace muscle with fat, okay, as people understand it, but you build your muscle with the fat that is burnt. Okay, so what happens invariably is that sometimes when this happens, your weight seems to be the same, right? Now you discover that your weight is not changing, but you are doing a lot of work, right? So your weight remains the same, but a lot seems to be happening at the back end. Now, how do you track this? Now, one of the ways you will need to track this is to weigh some parts of your body and for you to be sensitive. You need to take some pictures of yourself, while doing this workout. Okay, take some pictures, see your body shape, observe your body shape Be sensitive to them and discover when changes occur. Observe your clothes. When you put on your clothes, there are clothes that used to be tight before, but they are getting free, right? Now, observe your clothes and know how they fit you, okay? Is that how it used to be, before you started your workout? So just be sensitive to what you wear. One of the things that happens when you're building your muscles through weightlifting is that your strength will increase with time. Okay, so observe, is your strength increasing? How are you getting along with the weightlifting? If your strength is increasing, it means that your muscles are building. Okay, so there are three things you need to do. Now, look at the strength. If your strength is increasing, okay, now measure your mid upper arm circumference. Now, you take a tape, you measure the middle of this place, okay, to see if this is building, okay. If it's building, it means that you're building the muscles and you're using the fat, around the body to build that muscle. Now, the next thing you need to check out for is your waist and hips region, okay? Your waist circumference, your hip circumference. Check them and know if there are adjustments that are happening. If they are reducing and then here is building, it means that you're using the fat in other parts of the body to build the muscle. Okay, so that is how you do it. You don't need to panic that you're not losing weight, but what you do is to observe your body, check some of these things that I mentioned, and then you will be fine. If you would like me to help you get some of the weighing scales that will help you get these things done, then click on the description. You will see, the link to my WhatsApp, and I can help you get the skill that you need for this to be done well. The number one reason why you're not losing that weight might likely be because you are doing something while you're eating. Okay? What you do while you're eating goes a long way to determine, how much of the food you're going to consume. Okay, a British study has it that more people who spend time in eating tend to eat more. Okay, the truth is, these things may necessarily not be applicable to everybody, but you need to understand your body to be able to determine if it's applicable to you or not. There are people who, when they eat faster, they tend to gain more weight, and there are people who, when they eat, slower than normal, they tend to also gain weight. So you need to understand your body system and know where you belong. Okay. So this study has it that people who spend more time in their eating, most times they spend time in drinking and adding more calorie into their diet. Okay. So this is what you need to watch out for. And then the second reason why this happens also is the nature of the breakfast or the availability of this breakfast. Okay. If you are the kind of person who usually stores, breakfast cereal, around your house, all around your house, or you usually store empty calories somewhere close to the house, is always available, then I'll likely tell you that what will happen is that the tendency of you consuming more of these foods is higher than someone who doesn't have. A study has it that people who had these kinds of food available in their houses had 21 pounds more weight than people who don't have them. Okay. Now, these are studies that you need to look at. Okay. It's not something that you need to allow. And this is even open to a rational mind. When you have, empty calories close to you, if they are closer, more of processed food in the house, you're likely to eat from them than people who don't have them. Okay. People who don't have them may feel tired to go get them. Okay, while people who have them available in the house can easily, take them when it's at home. The next reason is that people who have more food choices to make. Okay, if you're spoiled for choice in your diet, then you're likely to eat unhealthy. Okay, that is why if you eat outside more often, you may likely, be spoiled for choice, and then you tend to eat things that you didn't plan to eat. And so what do? You need to reduce the number of times you eat out, and then be very decisive when you go out to eat. Okay, don't always make choices impromptu. Don't always make choices spontaneously about what you want to eat. Okay, make your choice based on the information you have before going to where you went to eat. Okay, so don't make that choice. Even if you're going to make that spontaneous choice, let it be some healthy meal. This principle is called sensory specific behavior. Sensory specific behavior is what determines, the action of eating what you're exposed to. Okay, if it is not what you plan to eat, then you're likely to eat them when you're exposed to them. So try as much as possible to have limited choices and not be spoiled for choice. Now, the next point is the size of your plate. Now, a study has it that 92% of people eat what is on their plate, regardless if it is, what they need, whether it's more adequate, more than enough of what they need. Regardless of that, they eat, whatever it is in their plate. And if you consider this, you will discover that you're likely to eat more than you require more often when you eat with the size of plate that is more than your serving size. Okay, so you need to cut down and eat with the plate that meets your requirements so that you won't be, exposed to eating more than you require. So do well to control your portion sizes. Now, the next point is lack of informed choices. A lot of people are guilty of this. Okay, you make decisions based on adverts, based on your friends' choices, based on what you hear on internet, based on whatever people tell you. Okay, you don't make your choices based on what the professionals are saying or reading from people who are, actual professionals. So you need to start, listening to people who are the actual professionals, and you need to also spend time to consult them so that they'll be able to guide you. If you want to lose weight, consult a registered dietitian nutritionist. And if you want to consult us, you can go to the description. The link to my WhatsApp is there. You can talk to me and I'll find a way to help you. So some studies have it that people who go out with their friends and make their choices after their friends have made their choices are likely to eat what their friends have eaten. Okay, so make sure you're the first person that is making your choice whenever you move out with your friends to eat, so that if perhaps they are trying to mimic you or eat exactly what you're eating, let it be some healthy food. Don't allow it to be the other way around, where you will be the one copying them and eating some uninformed, unhealthy food. The next point is that people that wants to lose weight are usually desperate, and more often they are too optimistic about the outcome of their weight loss journey. The truth is, when you're too optimistic about your weight loss, okay, you forget, you underestimate how difficult it is to lose weight. Okay, so you need to strike a balance between your expectation and the outcome. All right, so you don't need to, okay, be over optimistic about it. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be optimistic, but when you're over optimistic, you tend to get frustrated without understanding how weight loss happens. It's a difficult thing to lose weight. If you understand the biochemistry that takes place between the oxygen, the carbon dioxide, the fat, and all of that that happens in the system for you to arrive at that point where you lose weight, you will certainly be more patient than you are. It's not about being desperate, okay? Desperation does not give you result. So you have to calm down and focus on your lifestyle, okay? The lifestyle is what gives result. And so you need to understand that weight loss is a marathon and not a sprint. So you've got to be patient and follow it diligently so that you'll be able to get the desired result at the end of the day. The next point is that people who don't sleep enough, people who don't have enough sleep, they usually struggle with their weight. Okay. Now, let me tell you, I know you don't know, there is a relationship between your weight and sleep. Okay. People who don't have enough sleep tend to have lots of weight gain. All right. And the reason is because leptin, which is the hormone that signals your brain that you've had enough food. Okay. Now, leptin is less, produced when you don't have enough sleep. Okay. While ghrelin, which is a hunger hormone, that is the hormone that tells your brain that you are hungry, ghrelin is produced more when you have less of sleep. Okay, so you need to understand this principle, and you need to take your rest and your sleep seriously so that you won't, alter, the functioning of your body. If you have some good sleep, if you have some good rest, you are likely going to lose some weight when you put in the work required in your diet and in your workout. All right. So it's as simple as that. If you're struggling, then you may need to check your rest and your sleep. You may not be getting enough of that. The next point is eating too quickly. Okay, if you are the type that eats too quickly, there's a tendency that you may likely gain weight. All right, and how it happens is that there's an increase in your body metabolism, and when this happens, there are chances that if your system is built to accumulate fat faster, then it may likely occur. And so you need to be careful how you eat. Don't be too fast, don't be too slow. But more importantly, understand your body type. If you're the type that when you eat too fast, you tend to gain weight, then you may need to go slower. Okay? So you need to know how your body functions. So the point is, when you eat too fast, the body does not signal your brain when you're full. All right. So that hormone struggles to, leptin struggles to be produced when you're eating too fast. So you may likely eat more than you require. Okay. So these are things that you need to look out for. The next point is deceptive food labeling. Okay. There are people who read their label, and that is a good thing. You need to read your label if you want to lose weight. Now, there are people who are deceived by what they read on the label, and there are a lot of claims on a particular food that are false. Okay, so you need to be careful of what you read and the kind of food you eat, especially where we are. Okay, the labelings are not things that you just believe hook, line, and sinker. You need to also talk to people who are professionals. Okay, for instance, if they say low calorie may mean anything. Okay, it may mean that the calorie in it is less than what is in the other ones. Okay, but not necessarily that it's less in calorie. All right, so you need to understand, when marketers make such claims, and so that you understand where they are coming from, the perspective from where they are coming from, so that you don't make that mistake of consuming a particular food based on an erroneous claim that you found on it. The next point is that people who rely on eating out, like consistently, they're focused on eating out. Now, the truth is, if you are this kind of person, more often than not, you're likely to eat an unhealthy meal. And the reason is simple, because you are exposed to a lot of unhealthy meals that are high in fat, they are high in calorie. Okay, because these foods, they are produced in commercial quantity, and a lot of them don't really consider your health when they are making these foods. All they are concerned about is their money, and they are spending money to produce this food. When they want to make it healthy, it might be more expensive that you may not be able to afford, and so it will make them to run out of business. So what they think about is producing in a large quantity, and making sales for their business, and not necessarily for your health. Researchers from John Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health made some discovery that people who eat at home are likely to eat more healthy than people who eat outside their home. Okay, so they did that study and made that discovery, and this study is something that is even understandable, because commercial food vendors are naturally not interested in your health. They are all about the profit they make, and so they are not really thinking about your health when they are producing those food in commercial quantity. Their business is their priority, and so you don't need to bank on them to make healthy choices for you. So what you do is to eat more healthy foods at home, and visit, some of these commercial food, you know, companies once in a long while. Okay, so that you'll be able to determine, your health. The final one, which is some kind of bonus, will be that the reason why you're not losing weight is because you don't have an accountability partner. Accountability partner is in the form of a dietitian who helps you, holds you by the hand, and make you do things that naturally you wouldn't want to do. Okay, so consult a dietitian today, and look for somebody who will support that weight loss journey, who will keep you accountable to that weight loss journey. If you'd like to talk to us, you can go to the description. You'll find a link to my WhatsApp. Chat me up, and I'll give you some attention, and probably we can work out something that will help you live a healthy life and be accountable for your health. Okay, I usually have a program where I help people, to be accountable to their weight. So you can chat me up today, so let's work together. Okay, now this is where you will draw the curtain on this episode of Dietitian Review. Now, if you are new to this channel, I'd like you to subscribe to the channel, click on that notification bell, so that you'll be able to know when we release our subsequent video. Now, this is our official YouTube channel where we share evidence-based nutrition information that helps you live a healthy life. Like, share, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for listening, and bye for now.